I love you guys.
Welcome to the TORG Stories podcast. On this episode, we'll go over the most important wins and losses for NFL Week 6. We'll pick out what we thought was the big news, get a Colts Corner update from Ann, rank our top teams, and peek ahead to next week. First, Ann, I've got an idea for a new TORG Stories podcast opening. Can I talk you through it?
Talk me through it. I hate it already, but talk me through it.
What do you hate about it so far?
That just seems very self-improvement type stuff. I don't know.
I love it. This is gonna fit. This is gonna be great. It goes with the thought of the day.
Okay.
Your hating of self-improvement, I think, will be nice for the pod.
Yeah, my hating of self-improvement, it doesn't mean I don't hate to improve myself. It means I hate talking about it.
Yeah.
And I hate reading about it.
Right. So I don't think this requires much work from you. So this is going to mimic. It could mimic. I coach a Watauga High School girls basketball team in Boone, North Carolina. It could mimic our huddle. And so I guess I'll talk to you about our huddle, and then I'll also talk to you about what we might do. So when it's time to start practice, I start walking to the middle of the floor, and I yell, "Clap it up." And
Clap it up. Love it already.
Everyone, they put balls away or they bring them with them. They jog to the middle of the court. They all start clapping. I call on someone, Shelby. And then Shelby counts us down, 3, 2, 1, whoever I call on. And they all end on one big resounding clap. I think I could get my team, I'll tell them about my idea, and I would actually just record them doing this.
Okay.
So that's nothing for you.
Right. Love it so far.
So then I have the announcements. And for us, the announcements would be, on this episode, we'll go over the most important wins and losses for NFL Week 6. So that's an announcement, right?
Sure. I don't have any problem with announcements.
I haven't worked in when I plug. Love on the Big Screen is $9.99 paperback, $2.99 Kindle. That's my first novel. I've got a new page for it on the torg.com, and I'm trying to market that a little bit more.
Well, go for it. We love marketing. Marketing is all about sales, right?
That could be an announcement. And then I have the thought of the day, which I think you'll hate.
Right. Yeah. Thought of the day, don't like.
And then the way the podcast starts now is that Gene Hackman from the movie Hoosiers, he says, "I love you guys." And then the AEL team, and then the Hoosiers music. So we would do the thought of the day, and then Gene Hackman would break the huddle again, nothing for you, and then we would get started. So that could be the new opening.
Yeah, that could be fine. It is kind of funny that I'm on a podcast that features the Hoosiers, one of, a movie that I recognize as a good movie. And when I watch it, I think, oh, it's a good movie, but it's like, I'm just sick of it. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. Yeah.
I think everyone that had Jim Swaney, not everyone, almost everyone who had Jim Swaney, Ann's high school coach, Hoosiers was you were forced to watch Hoosiers so much that you really
We watched it every Christmas party, which, hey, it's only 4 times, right? 4 years.
Yeah.
He did talk about it a lot. He talked about that measurement scene where you're measuring the 15-foot, the length of whatever, I don't know, the height of the basket, whatever.
The height of the goal at Gainbridge Arena, whatever it's called, is the same.
Butler Fieldhouse, yeah.
Well, I was picking out Gainbridge.
Oh, I see.
As a today example, is the same height as the goal at Watauga.
Right, exactly.
Something like
that.
So
I just heard about it a lot, and I am a Hoosier. I'm in Indiana, so you just kind of heard about it a lot. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get ready for you to. So then, when I do the thought of the day, I usually am asking the team, how would you apply this to life? Could you apply this to basketball or off the court? So I asked that. Really good team this year for speaking up in the huddle and talking. Very short thought of the day today, and I think you already read it.
First of all, do you ever have a problem coming up with thought of the day? How long do you have to think about the thought of the day?
Yes. Sometimes it takes me 15 minutes to come up with one.
Yeah. I don't care for that.
No, I know. I do have I have a Google Doc that I call Golden Lines. I think I got that from the writer Donald Murray. He used to keep whole books of golden lines. So I do draw from that, and now I think my TikTok algorithm is delivering me quite a few thoughts of the day.
Well, okay, you got on the right algorithm.
So today, I don't know if I like this guy's. I got this one's from TikTok, and this guy's account is Global Mind Apparel,
Okay,
which doesn't go with the content that he produces. The content that he produces, he's usually walking and sharing a quote.
right, got it.
But anyway, I wanted to shout
Would
him out.
never subscribe to this man's TikTok, but go
No,
ahead.
I think I don't think I've subscribed. I like it. So here's side note. Here's how I organize on TikTok. A like is something that I really enjoyed or want to come back to.
Right, sure.
A bookmark is this has to do with my basketball team. It's usually a play or something. It's a play or a ball handling drill or a shooting drill or something like that. And that means I'm going to go back to that and diagram it up and write it down and put it in my resources doc. So that's how I organize myself on TikTok.
Okay, I try never to like anything or comment or anything. If I do like something, it's because I really feel for the person and I want to get them some likes.
So does that mean we can't have you ask people to like and subscribe to our TikTok channel?
No, I will not be participating in that.
You know,
I don't want anything involved. The worst thing for me would be someone at work finds out I have this podcast. It would be, I would just be so embarrassed.
and I
But
told you
I
that
would have to be like my brother. He makes me, what can I do?
I walked through the bleachers at Watauga and people would come up and talk to me about the pod.
Right. Imagine the terror. Like suddenly we're in a company presentation. They're like, "Oh, we saw this TikTok. Let's play it." And it's me. I would just die. I would die.
That's great, Ed. I forget the other thing I was going to say about TikTok. Oh, and you changed your background for our.
I did. I thought, every once in a while I'm on TikTok and my own TikTok flashes before me and I'm like, it's like a terror alert. And I always scroll past as fast as I can. I
Yeah.
can't look at my face. And I thought I at least got to get a better background. So I moved my kitchen table over to a different wall and I got a little Alps. Who doesn't love the Alps? That's what I feel like.
And it looks a million times better.
A
Way to
million times better. Glad you
Okay.
like it.
So here's the thought of the day. Um, and I'm going to ask you to either, you know,
Dismiss it or
dismiss
comment on
it
it.
or
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Everything is a win when the goal is experience. Everything is a win when the goal is experience.
I mean, I feel like it's very close. I think everything is an absolute statement, and I don't like absolute statements. Is everything a win if something horrific happens to me? I don't think so. But I get the idea. Experience things, put yourself out there. It's better than cowering in a corner. You're not going to learn anything if you don't try. Failure, the key to success, all these things kind of combine to itself. So, yes, I agree in general, but I would never say everything.
Right. Nice job, Ann.
Thanks.
A couple things that come to mind for me. It's Sunday morning at App State. No one else is in the gym. Me rebounding for my daughters. That's the thing. It's not we win championships. It's not the kid gets the scholarship. It's not points per game. It's actually the moment when I'm chasing down a ball and throwing it back to Izzy or Charlotte. The goal is experience right there. Even though we once rafted the length of the French Broad River, some of those days were really boring. We were barely moving. And then we would just start laughing at how silly what we were doing was. It's that's everything. And I think also not a little bit different from those two things. The expectation that someday I'll coach a team, that there won't be any problems, dropping that expectation and then realizing that confronting issues and puzzling through the problems is one of the big parts of the job. And if that's something you're trying to avoid, you shouldn't be doing the job. That's kind of the experience over some kind of results like we win the conference or the state title.
Right. Well, to me, my main philosophy of life and Torgerson's main philosophy of life,
Ooh, get ready.
enjoy the moment.
Ooh.
That's it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the now. I don't set many goals. I don't, and I understand goal setting. It really works. But to me, it's like, hey, I'm just living today. I'm a little bit Matthew McConaughey. Just keep living.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, just keep living. You never heard him say that? Just
Uh,
keep living. Um,
and that could have
and
been the thought of the
also,
day next week.
when you're living, try to appreciate the moments that you're living, you know.
Yeah. So we're saying the same thing.
We're saying the same thing. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
being at the park with my kid's 5, pushing them on the swing. That's
Right.
as good
Exactly.
as it
Yeah.
gets right there.
Right.
Okay, here we go. So now, all right, bring it in, and then Gene Hackman, he does his thing.
He does his thing. Gene Hackman passed away this year.
Yeah, weirdly,
Um, a great actor, but seems like a prickly human being.
maybe prickly.
I
Remember
don't know why I need
that
to
was the
S
whole
on
like his.
Gene Hackman at this
Remember him
point,
and his
but
wife were dead, and the dogs were dead.
yeah, it's very creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Diane Keaton, rest in peace. She just passed away.
Yeah. Good job, man. All right.
Thanks.
I'm gonna read. I have 4 things from NFL Week 6 that happened. This is maybe like, my wife Megan. She's somewhat interested in the NFL. She likes to know who's good.
We're gonna get her there.
And so this isn't like you watched every game yesterday. This is us sort of filling you in on what if you kind of paid attention.
Right. Okay.
All right, here we go. The Chiefs at home beat the Lions 30-17. The Lions go to 4-2. The Chiefs are back up to 3-3. The Giants upset the Eagles on Thursday night 34-17. The Buccaneers won at home over the 49ers. The Buccaneers go to 5-1. They're one of 5 teams in the NFL with only one loss. And the Seahawks 4-2 beat the Jaguars, now 4-2, 20-12. The Jaguars take a step back behind your Colts. Those are 4 of the main things I would say happened from a score standpoint.
I feel you. I got it. My main takeaway from the NFL Sunday, this NFL week, was we got a lot of pretty decent teams, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't 100% believe in any of them.
Hmm.
They're very equal, you know. Uh, the Buccaneers beat 49ers. Are the Buccaneers the number one team? I don't know. The Chiefs, who have what's the record, Bill? Help me out with the
Two and
Chiefs.
two, three, no, 3-3, 3-3.
3-3. They're even record. Are they the best team actually?
Right.
So to me, I took away parity out of this one.
And nice
And
job.
I took a lot of close games. There were a lot of close games. And I know there was a lot of like marquee matchups, but I enjoyed the close games. I thought they were pretty exciting.
Nice job, and teasing the later segment where we run through our top 10, especially top 10 teams in the NFL, paying attention to movement.
Movement, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So on those 4 things that you listed, what did you think was the biggest one? The number one headline was what you said, number one, or
Well, I sort of snuck in this segment with you. Um, what happened is not quite the same as what the big stories were. But since you asked me, I mean, one of the big stories for me is the Panthers running back Rico Dowdle.
right? Love the name, Rico Dowdle. I
Remember, I
mean,
brought
what?
Rico up last week and I told you I don't know who he is.
I even forgot you brought him up, to be honest.
Why
Yeah.
do you remember why I brought him up last?
No, I don't.
Well, he rushed for over 200 yards in his debut.
Okay. Who does he play for again?
Oh,
I'm forgetting.
no, he plays for the Panthers. Sorry.
Oh, he plays for the Panthers and he got revenge on the Cowboys. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I have a few more things about Rico, and we may circle back to some scores, but so the Cowboys chose not to re-sign Rico Dowdle. He surprisingly rushed for over, surprising to me at least, rushed for over 200 yards last week. Before the game, earlier in the week, he told the Cowboys they better buckle up because here comes Rico Dowdle,
I better buckle up. Here
which is
comes
great.
Rico.
Jerry
Yeah.
Rhodes, the owner of the Cowboys, said his players were shaking with fear so bad he wasn't sure he would be able to convince them to go to the game.
Right. Yeah. So a
So we
little
had
sarcasm from Jerry.
so Rico went over 180 yards rushing, 239 yards from scrimmage. He became the 7th player in NFL history to have back-to-back games with at least 230 yards from scrimmage.
Right. That's pretty impressive. I don't know what the Cowboys run game is like, but I guess it's not equal to Rico Dwaddle. I mean,
Dowdle?
Dowdle?
Yeah.
Dowdle? I hope it's not Dwaddle. That would be not
Let me
great.
give you a couple more facts about him I learned today that I was excited about. Born in Gaffney, South Carolina.
Gaffney?
Yeah, but isn't that great that he's from the Carolinas?
I guess. Yeah, he's playing from Carolina,
He
but
went
it's a
to
North
eight.
Carolina team. Do you think South Carolina embraces
Oh,
the
for sure.
Panthers? Oh,
We're
okay.
talking less than 10 miles to South Carolina.
So that's why they called them the
Yes.
Carolina
They
Panthers. Yeah.
sit
Okay.
on the line. I think I might tell a lie. I was going to tell you that Carowinds, the amusement park in Charlotte, is actually in South Carolina, but I don't know if that's true.
Okay. Never even heard
It's
of it.
close. He went to AC Reynolds in Asheville. At Watauga, we play AC Reynolds.
Never heard of it. It's a high school, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But you've heard of Asheville.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
He played.
My parents used to live there, as did you.
He played for the South Carolina Gamecocks. He was undrafted. This is his sixth year in the NFL. And just to put a bow on that, the Panthers beat the Cowboys 30-27, and now the Panthers are crazily 3-3 in second place.
The Panthers, who we were saying was one of the worst teams
Yes.
in the NFL, have really challenged some people. See, that's another great example. These teams, they'll take a great victory and then they'll get beat by 30. And so it's like, who is important here?
So
It's hard to tell.
right. I don't want to do Colts corner early, but I feel okay about the Colts. The Colts had some weird stuff happened. They still won the game. They're not a juggernaut that's going to win all the games by 20. So you want them to beat the Cardinals at home, and they did.
Right, exactly. Yeah. A close victory is better than no victory, right?
Right. Okay. I have other headlines. Did you have other headlines?
I didn't really have any. My main headline was there were good games, Bill. There were eight, and that's
Yeah.
counting Lions and Chiefs, but maybe you don't think that was a good game, but I think it was a good game.
I think
There were eight close games, and in the 1 o'clock time zone, they were all over the place. There was like six. And so it was kind of like, what am I watching here? And, I'm so overwhelmed by the 4 game thing. I can't even tell you.
Same.
It's almost like I wish I had one big TV with the Colts and then a little TVs on my side, but I only have one TV. So, well, I do have 2 TVs, but I don't think I can log into both.
You can. I think maybe, I don't know. I think you could. I have 2 TVs. I'm not sure. I decided on Colts Panthers on the big TV, and then I have 4 other games on the smaller TV on the left, which is still kind of big. So I look over there, during commercials and stuff.
Well, I watch all 4 on one TV, and one of them's the Colts with the sound on, except the Colts are so small. It's like, gosh, I wish I could see
See,
them
that's
a little
where
better.
I think it works to go 50-50. You need go buy another TV, I think.
Well, I do have another TV. I just haven't logged into it, I guess. And sometimes I'll put something on my iPad too. And last night during the Chiefs Lions game, I had a twofer, Chiefs Lions. Now I'm watching baseball. Baseball teams I don't even know anything about.
Yeah, I'm
This
done
is
with the
just-
baseball.
I guess it's just pennant fever or whatever. It's October.
The Dodgers are out.
The Dodgers are playing today.
Oh, okay.
But last night I watched the Blue Jays and Mariners. Kind of exciting. I enjoyed it
I
actually.
think it was.
Yeah.
I will probably put the Dodgers on for you the last 3 or 4 innings.
Right. Dodgers are playing at 5 today.
All right, I got a lot more headlines.
But let's hear them.
The Lions quarterback, Jared Goff,
Golf.
went into motion. They threw him a pass. He
Right.
bobbled it. He ran into his receiver's butt. He held on to it. And then he scored a touchdown. That was crazy. And then it was taken away because he, I guess, was supposed to pause. When he stood up and wasn't the quarterback, you have to pause and you become a running back. Then you can go in motion.
Right. 2 thoughts on this. Number one, it reminded me of softball. When you pitched, I used to get yelled at by umpires by not presenting the ball to them or something, and it was like, geez, what's the big deal, And so it reminded me of that. You have to like pause before you do something. And the second thing, last year the Lions got ripped on something about eligible receivers, like somebody didn't report as an eligible receiver. So it reminded me of that. This is another rules problem they have. If you're going to have these special plays, you better freaking know the rules.
Yeah. So you said ripped, but really we feel okay that that's the rule and they didn't follow it.
No, I mean ripped as in, hey, dummy, you have a rule to follow. And if you're going to run this weird play, which is a weird play, your quarterback is going under center and then going to be a receiver, you better know what you're supposed to do. And if you're going to have your lineman be an eligible receiver like they did last year, you better remember that they have to report to the referee. There's dumb rules that seem dumb, but you better know what you're doing. So, yeah.
It seems like the thing Belichick at least used to be good at.
Was he? I don't know. I don't remember that.
So I think to talk about myself and try to extrapolate out to others, once I'm not in my routine, I'm bad.
Right. And this is
So
a non-routine
so
play.
that's
Yeah.
kind of true probably for a lot of people. So once Jared Goff is like becoming a running back and a receiver, okay, you went over it, you practiced it, but he's way out of his routine. He's doing something he's done less than 10
Right.
times.
Plus, I don't think of Jared Goff as like Lamar Jackson. He's not
Oh,
like
right.
this Mr. Athletic.
Yeah.
And when he was out there fumbling the ball around, it didn't look like a great receiver. It just happened to work. So yeah, kind of an odd play.
Couple more things from that game. Kelsey 6 catches for 78 yards, and I was surprised to find Kelsey is their leading receiver this year.
Is he? Well,
Yards, yeah.
well, that Xavier Worthy guy was out for a while, right?
Yep.
So that's a big deal.
I think they had two injuries to receivers. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, Kelsey's thing to me is that he's just really big. It's
Yeah.
really hard to take him down,
Hey,
right?
and they said this on the broadcast, and then I looked it up. Mahomes is the Chiefs' leading rusher with 222 yards.
Yeah, crazy.
Not Jonathan
Crazy.
Taylor of the Colts, who's a running back.
Right.
Crazy, crazy. Okay, and then Ann, you are we calling what happened after the Lions Chiefs game a fight?
I guess. I mean, it really wasn't a fight, right?
It was more of a scuffle.
It was a scuffle, cheap shot by the Lions guy. You don't slap someone across the face or whatever you're
So
doing.
if
But
Ann,
actually, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not like it hurt him.
so if
So
you're at work and you get slapped in the head,
that
and then
person would get fired. Yeah.
and then you shove them back with two hands, were you in a fight? Would you say that was a fight? Just curious.
I probably would just
Yeah,
because,
that's a lot for
yeah,
you.
work fights don't really happen. I wonder what the reprimand, to me, I would be like, I'm in the clear. I'm defending myself, but maybe I would get in
You're
trouble for
the
pushing
you're the
somebody.
69-year-old truck driver, and Mark Sanchez is
That's
the.
right. And if I happen to have a knife and I have to defend myself, well, that's the way it goes,
Do
right?
we still have to say allegedly? I think we do, probably.
Perhaps. I pretty
Nope.
much know he did it. It's like OJ allegedly killed two people.
And going
I
big.
said OJ, weird OJ.
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 Okay, the Giants upset the Eagles. So the Eagles, questions now. And the thing that I thought was a headline is the Giants coach Dayball went running into the concussion tent, and then he's seen screaming at one of the doctors.
Okay, I just saw the end of the report on that, and I was like, "What's the big deal?" He went in the concussion tent, so he was screaming at a doctor.
Well, he's not
That's the
allowed
big
in there.
deal.
That's one.
You're not allowed in at all. Okay, yeah.
It's the
Well, what
doc.
an ass. Yeah,
It's the doctor. Now,
because you don't want to influence the decision. Yeah.
I totally get. He's saying he wanted to know how long it was going to take, how much longer, because he was trying to decide whether or not he was going to call timeout and go for fourth down. And
Right. Well, maybe someone else could ask for
and
you.
then the doctor said, I think very reasonably, I think he's going to be good. But it makes sense to me that that's a process and he's not good yet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And Ann's getting taken down the hall. She's going to get an x-ray. I don't think it's broken, but that doesn't mean it's not broken yet.
Right. It's an opinion.
So, yeah, he's going to get fined a lot, I think.
Well, he should. You
Yeah.
don't want to act like an idiot with
So he looked
medical
bad there.
issues. To
But
me, the Giants Eagles game, this is a great example of parity, right?
yeah,
The Eagles, I probably would have said last week, oh, the number one team's the Eagles. Well, no, they just got beat by the Giants.
right.
The Giants, who we thought was one of the worst teams, but it turns out they have a nice little defense. And maybe this new quarterback isn't so ridiculous as we thought with the chain.
Well, I didn't. Right. You don't say we. You thought he was ridiculous, his outfit, but you weren't saying he's a ridiculous player, I don't think.
Well, I was saying, yeah, and his outfit, let's be clear, I'm just talking about the chain. And if you like the chain, that's great.
And there are a lot of chains out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of chains. And maybe the chain, and maybe the chain is more looked upon when you're a white guy. You're like, what are you wearing that chain for? And maybe that's wrong. He should wear a chain
So
if he
what's the
wants to wear a
difference between
chain.
his chain and your chain?
I'm a woman. I don't know. There's a lot of differences.
And
But also, I wouldn't have worn this during a basketball game. It would have been illegal. I guess that's part of it. It surprises me that you can wear a chain out in the football. What if I grabbed your chain and ripped it
Right.
off your neck? I just don't get that.
there certainly is no jewelry in a high school basketball game.
Right, they make you take out earrings and
No,
things.
no earring, no nose ring. Of course, not
Yeah.
watch.
And these guys are wearing huge chains on a much
Right.
more physical, touchy sport. So I guess that surprises me.
Where
But
people are grabbing you in that area.
I was kind of listening to people saying, "Oh, he's running around a lot and he's getting hit hard. This isn't going to last." So, and I'm not saying it's going to last, but the Eagles just got beat by the Giants. So where are we at? I don't know. Are the Eagles, are the Eagles good? Are the Eagles bad? Who are the Eagles? I don't know. Yeah.
And you know that I was interested in how Joe Flacco would do.
Right. I had no belief in Joe Flacco. Even though he did okay, I still don't have a belief. The Bengals aren't going to be good. I know you made a bet on Joe Flacco, and I did misunderstand it. I was thinking you were saying the Bengals had to win, and I was like, there's no way.
Right. So the Bengals had to be within 14 and a half.
Right. And that's a lot. I was not thinking clearly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be clear, I did not think Joe Flacco was going to throw over 175 yards or whatever he ended up getting, especially since I think the first half it was like he had 50 yards or something. So I was like, this is never going to happen.
Joe Flacco's second half, 21 for 30, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he really had a nice explosion there. And yeah, they have great receivers. So
The first
maybe it could
half, I
happen.
was like, what are you guys doing? You got Joe Flacco because he can throw it far. Let's start throwing it.
Right. I guess I'm soured on Joe Flacco from his Colts time.
Even
It's just
though I
like when I see Carson Wentz, I'm like, ugh, get away from me, Carson Wentz. You ruined the
Yeah.
Colts. So yeah.
Wentz, yeah. I mean, I guess Wentz had a good year. He was good with the Eagles before he got hurt. I was going to say Wentz never had a good stretch, but that's not quite true. And I liked Flacco better than Richardson when he was a Colt.
Right. Richardson broke his orbital bone. Actually broke his orbital bone, Bill, from the
Yeah, I
bands.
saw that.
I thought maybe he just got it flicked in the eye and he had a bad cornea or something. No, he broke his orbital bone from bands.
Here's what I inferred from what I read. I could be wrong. And this is horrible. You hang that band on like a hook and you're doing stuff. I think something like the hook came undone and he got hit like a slingshot with this. The band brought whatever it was hooked to.
So he got hit by like a piece of metal.
That's what I'm guessing happened. I don't see a band breaking an orbital bone if it was just a band.
No, I was thinking, it like hit the inside of your eye and that could really be bad. But
So
yeah,
that's just
crazy.
total speculation for me, but that's what, I mean, maybe we won't hear. We'll probably hear what happened, won't we?
Probably someday he'll be interviewed by it, surely.
Let me give you Joe Flacco entering the record books.
Okay, great. Yeah. More Joe Flacco. That's the best NFL talk we got.
He has thrown a touchdown pass to 66. This is, by the way, per Jay Morrison of Sports Illustrated. I want to give him props. He's thrown TD passes to 66 different players. That's fifth all time behind Drew Brees with 73. Then Russell Wilson, 71. Testaverde, 70. And Brady, 67.
Testaverde gets it's number 2 in a record.
I mean, the other thing so 2 things that work here: long career and/or a lot of different teams.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember how long Vinny Testaverde's career was, but it's funny how Vinny Testaverde was so prominent at one time, right?
Yeah, I think he had injuries that sort of.
Yeah.
He had a couple of good starts where injuries got him.
Like the prototypical Italian quarterback, I guess.
Let's see, and I'll go real quick on my other headlines. I don't know that we need to talk about them. We might get into them in the power rank. Oh, we still have Colts Corner ahead as well. Where are mine? Okay, almost ready. Are the Patriots going to be good now? That was a question. How will the Colts do as heavy favorites? Will the Steelers keep winning? Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield gets his first win over the Niners. Their first quality, pretty decisive win.
Right. I guess my main comments on that. First of all, I only had one game ball to give, and it was to Baker Mayfield because he's fun to watch. He is fun. He has a lot of attitude, a lot of enthusiasm. He's doing these juke runs where he's fooling little people. And I thought that pass he had, and that was my other best catch. I had a best catch, and that was for the Bucks. Tez Johnson, diving catch for the TD. Right on his fingertips,
Right.
if you remember that one.
I do.
That was a great catch. And then I find out he's Bo Nix's adopted brother, which I do remember hearing about that before. But I didn't, I wouldn't have known that guy's name. And then here he is playing. I mean, that's pretty exciting. You adopt a brother and he's plays for the Bucks and you're the Broncos quarterback. I mean, that's crazy.
I think Baker Mayfield is a sensation.
Baker Mayfield is a sensation.
He's got his headband, he's got his quirky commercials. You know, people used to criticize him for all the commercials when the Browns weren't very good. Let's bring back the Mayfield commercials if they're not out there.
Right. He also has a great name. I mean, is it as great as Jackson Dart? Probably not. But Baker Mayfield, I mean, that's a weird name. I've never met a man named Baker in my life, but
And you like Rico.
Rico Suave, yeah.
Maybe we need top 10 names in the NFL.
Top 10 names. That would take so much research, Bill. I'd have to look at everybody's roster.
That's kind of our kind of topic.
Yeah, it is. A
Not
topic that doesn't require a lot of football knowledge.
not
and,
the defensive adjustments that the
Right.
Chiefs made. That's not our topic.
Exactly.
All right, Ann.
So
What's
the Patriots, you mentioned the Patriots. Are the Patriots
Okay.
going to be good? I hope not. I will forever root against the Patriots. Um, they did just barely beat. Who did they barely beat? Remind me who they barely beat. Was it the
I
Jets?
I think that I don't
No. Yes, it was the Jets.
I mean what
They
I would
barely beat the Jets in, I think they're in London. I don't know. They were overseas somewhere. If you barely beat the Jets, I'm not handing you, a yacht or something. Um, but at the same time, they probably should have beat the Colts. So yeah, they're a good, solid team, but I don't have a lot of belief in them, right?
All right, Patriots scored. Oh, they beat the Dolphins by 6. That's
Oh,
not
you know how I'm mixing the Patriots and the Broncos in my head.
They beat the Panthers by 39. They, of course, beat the Bills. They beat the Saints by 6. I think the thing to focus on with the Patriots is trending up.
Right, trending up. Okay, this is a great parallel, actually.
New coach,
Why?
new coach, young quarterback, trending up.
Right, you thought they were going to be horrible, but they're not. Here's the two things. Why I was conflating Broncos and the Patriots. They're both teams that are good, are going to give you trouble, but I don't have belief in them. The Patriots barely beat, it's the Dolphins, right? I don't want to make the mistake again. The Patriots barely beat the Dolphins. The Saints. The Patriots, good God, you're supposed to correct me there. The
Well,
Patriots
clicked off. I
barely
thought you were
beat
done.
the Saints. Saints were supposedly one of the worst teams, but maybe not, right?
Yeah, we'll get to
Spencer
that.
Rattler's doing better, sure. And then the Broncos barely beat the Jets. Jets are a horrible team. So those are two solid teams that are going to give you trouble, but I don't see much more than a make the playoffs, and that's it.
Okay. I think we don't know what the defense will end up being. We don't know how much better Drake May is going to be week to week.
Right, Drake May, another good name, but I kind of hate the name already.
Ceiling, so his ceiling could be very high, which means their ceiling might be kind of high.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Colts corner, and anything left to say about the Colts?
Colts corner, the defense was really looking iffy. We let the Cardinals score a lot, but maybe the Cardinals aren't as bad as you think. The Cardinals kind of make some dumb mistakes that kind of ruin them, but their
The
offense is a
Cardinals seem
functioning offense.
They seem like a talented head case.
Right. I almost made fun of the fact that we were getting Jacoby Brissett back, and I was almost like, Jacoby Brissett? I didn't know it was Jacoby. No worries here, because also nightmares from his time with the Colts.
He didn't play well for the Colts.
And he did okay, right? He was pretty good. So
I couldn't believe how well he played.
yeah, so I couldn't really
I
trash
lost
that.
a bet on the Colts because they didn't cover because I thought they would be terrible with Brissett.
Right. No cornerbacks. The Colts, the cornerback situation is pretty dire, and apparently another cornerback went down during the warm-ups. He ran into a tight end or something.
I'm laughing. I shouldn't laugh. Right. They had the broken orbital bone, and someone was concussed in warm-ups, the Colts.
Right, from hitting someone else. Plus, we're already out. Like, our best cornerback is already hurt. I'm hoping he comes back. Kenny Moore, the third. I hope he comes back. And then apparently we're signing like practice players, people off the street. So that's pretty tough. Your defense is not going to be great there. The run defense wasn't great either, but I feel like that's going to have a nice rebound. But the thing about the Colts offense, it really works well, right? I trust every receiver out there. This time we had a great Josh Downs performance. The little 5'8" guy is in there making really great tough. Alec Pierce came back. He made two really tough catches. big time. Michael Pittman only made one catch, but it was a big catch. So the Mitchell guy who made all those errors in the game we lost against the Rams, haven't seen him back on. So is he just in the doghouse and never going to play again? I don't know. And then Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is making runs where I think the run is over, but then he's still running. So we're pretty happy with that.
Colts 5-1, one game ahead of the Jaguars. Looking good.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, not a great quarterback. He made a really dumb pass, but he's still doing the job, right? He's not horrible. He's doing the job. So totally wrong on him. I thought he was going to be horrible. I thought he was going to make those kind of interceptions all the time. And really, that was kind of the second maybe dumb interception he's made. So, hey, Tyler Warren had a first TD that was really great. So I feel good about the Colts offense. I don't feel great about the defense, but the defense isn't horrific. So we got that.
Nice. Good job, man, on Colts Corner.
Thanks, Colts Corner.
I got a few. I was interested. I guess I was struck by the Lions. Oh, no. Earlier in the day, the Patriots went for it on fourth down with just over 2 minutes to go. And I thought, wow, that's aggressive. And so I looked up some fourth down stats. The Chiefs have converted on 9 of their 10 fourth down conversions.
Yuck.
Wow. The Browns have gone for it the most. They're 10 of 16 for 62%.
Okay.
When you look up these things, the first thing you realize is, of course, but I didn't think of it, the bad teams go for fourth down a lot.
Right. It's very situational, I think.
Yes.
I do think the
Good
game I
word.
watched last night, the Lions went for at least one fourth down where they didn't make it, and it was pretty sad. So sometimes people can get, I think, over enthusiastic on going for fourth downs,
To me, and by the way, all these numbers I'm throwing out, they seem to support going for fourth down. To me,
Well, they're probably going it for 4th and 1, 4th and 2, surely.
Sure, of course.
Yesterday, I feel like the Lions went for like 4th and 8 or something. I was like, oh, Jesus.
So to me, the Lions have the reputation of going for it
Right.
fourth down the most. So they're the 9th most in the NFL with 9 attempts. They've converted on 7 of 9 for 77%. 77% puts you at 6th in the league.
I mean, I guess 77% you would go for it, right? But it's situational. It depends. Yeah.
And the last thing is the NFL teams go for it on fourth down an average of 15 times more per season than they did 10 years ago.
Right. It's a bigger thing now.
So that's kind of once a game. One more time
Once a game.
you go.
Right.
All right, there's your fourth down segment.
Fourth down segment.
And we're on to our NFL rankings.
NFL rankings.
I think what we fell into is, you know what? Let's do this because the way that we shared it on social media, it sounded like we were leaving some teams out because of the way the media was cut. Why don't you go? No, I'm going to go really fast 1 through 10 to model it for you, Ann. And then you go 1 through 10 really fast. Then we'll talk. Is that boring?
Okay. Yeah. First, I want to say when you told me first to do top 3, I really had trouble with that. It was like, gosh, I could put a whole 3 other teams in here and it would still seem legit. So I'm glad you went to top 10.
I changed my mind. You tell me you're number 1. And then I'll tell you where that team was for me if they're in my top 10. And then we might sum up by going through them fast one more time.
Okay, I don't believe in my number 1 at all, but yet it's my number 1. And I went with the Bucks.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Buccaneers.
Bucks.
At 5-1. I want to kind of reward them for the record.
Yeah.
But maybe they're a team that just will take it to the wire every time and find a way to win. The Bucks.
I've been thinking, and I sort of, after I looked again, I don't believe this as much. I don't see it with the 49ers, but I was giving them the benefit of the doubt based on their record. But now maybe if the 49ers are good, this is a really quality win for the Bucks. I have the Bucks at number 3.
Okay.
So not a big gap between us.
Not a big gap.
All right, keep going.
All right, my number 2. At first, they weren't even in my top 3, but then I did some thinking on it. I changed it. The Indianapolis Colts.
Nice. I wondered.
The defense is suspect, but I feel like we can get some people back and be strong. And the offense seems really good. It seems like they're going to have a lot of tough times stopping our offense. So the Indianapolis Colts at 5-1 are my number 2 team.
What are the chances you thought you'd be saying the Colts were the second best team in the NFL on
Well,
October.
think of my Daniel Jones rant. I mean, I
Yeah.
had no belief. I had zero belief in them. Before the game started, though, I was saying I would bet the over on Colts. But now I'm saying them the number two. Are they going to lose in the first round of playoffs? Possibly, sure. But yeah.
And they are also my number two.
Oh, we tied. Love it.
They're third in the league in total offense, 376 yards a game.
Who's the number one in offense?
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh wait, it might. No, I don't know. I,
Okay.
and I don't go that deep. I already spent 3 hours on this morning after spending 10 hours yesterday watching all those games.
I know it was a
What am I
long day.
doing? I can't do this.
Right. My number three team, the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Again, defense, highly suspect defense, but the offense, pretty cool. They can score. They're 4-1. So the Buffalo Bills are my number third team.
Bills are number one for me.
Okay, yeah, I can
I
feel it.
think potentially the best quarterback in the league, right there with Mahomes.
I would say if any of these teams played each other, it would be tight games, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if any of them beat the other one. And I can say that about my next three teams too.
The Bills became the first team in NFL history to score over 100 points, commit 0 turnovers, and have fewer than 15 penalties, average over 150 rushing yards over any 3-game stretch.
Okay, great. Yeah.
That's my number one. On to 4.
My number 4 team, and I have 3 teams kind of in a group together. My number 4 team, even though they just got beat, I'm going to say I still have some belief in the Eagles.
Yeah, that's my number 4.
4-2. They've had some tough defeats, but they also can probably get their stuff back together. You know what I mean? They can figure out what's wrong and repair it. So I'm going to go with the Eagles.
They beat the Chiefs, right?
They beat the Chiefs. Exactly.
They are the number 1 red zone scoring offense.
Okay, impressive. Got
2
it.
good sets. Yep, I agree. They're my number 4 as well.
Okay, the next one, it's probably just
What
my
number
heart.
are you on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th team, probably my heart speaking more than my mind after yesterday's game, but I'm still going to go with the Lions. Even though they got beat by the Chiefs were at home. The Lions did some stupid things like not pause before
That's right.
go catch a TD. I thought their 4th down, go for it was dumb too. So I'm still going to go with the Lions, just because I like them better, probably.
So the Lions were my number 1 team last week, and I think they were yours as well.
Probably, yeah.
I bumped them to 6. I'm sort of rethinking that right now. Maybe they should be a little higher, but I got the Lions at 6. They're third in the NFL with a +6 turnover differential. I tried to add one supporting stat to all of my claims. Lions at number 6.
My number 6, I'm going to go with the Chiefs now. They just know how to win. They have a marquee player like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what else do you need? They have a great home field. They got people like Travis Kelce who know how to win Super Bowls. They're getting injured players back.
Yeah,
You
good
got to
list.
go with the Chiefs.
Um,
And
I,
they have a 3-3 record. Not great, but maybe they won't lose anymore, right?
so I had the Chiefs at 5 and the Lions at 6.
All right.
You certainly could switch those back. I think it's funny how close we are, given our, we don't talk about this
Right.
through the week, and we don't know that much about football.
I just want to say I have 13 teams
Mm.
in this tier of dangerous teams who can win. 13, that's quite a bit to me.
It is. I have so the Chiefs lead the league in 4th down conversions.
Okay, impressive.
What number are you on?
I am now on
7, I think.
7. Oh, I numbered these wrong, but I can tell which is right. So I guess I have Seattle next, even though I don't have tons of belief in
Ooh.
Seattle.
Not in my top 10.
Oh, really? Okay. I have Seattle. They're kind of plugging along to 4-2. I've done very little watching of Seattle, so I can't really speak on it very much, but they seem dangerous. So that's why I have Seattle.
And I think they're 4-2, aren't they?
Yeah, 4-2. I did write down the record. So
Yeah, I
give me
think,
props for that.
and that's good. I think they could be better than any of my teams that I am yet to name. Keep going.
Well, what's your next one?
Well, okay. I have the Packers at number 7.
I have the Packers at number 8.
3-1-1. They beat the Lions to open the season. They're number 1 in the NFL on 3rd down conversions. They're your Super Bowl pick. I think they're fine. I think they're fine.
I think they're fine. Again, I haven't watched them very much. They just don't seem exciting, I guess. I can only really name Jordan Love. I don't even know who else plays for them. But they're plugging along. They're 3-1. So yeah, I have the Packers.
And this are the Seahawks better than the Packers? Maybe.
I have them ranked better than the Packers. So
Yeah, you do.
yes, they
All right.
are.
What do you got? You're on 8.
The next one I have is the Rams. I think I'm on 9, but yes, the Rams. The Rams are solid. The Rams really should have, or the Rams did beat the Colts, and I have the Colts as number 2. So how can you rationalize that, right?
Yeah, on the road.
But we got Puka getting injured a little bit. We got some negative
Oh,
things
the Rams
happening.
had some bad. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they're well coached. They're a solid team. I like the Rams.
Rams not in my top 10. They were listed in my 4 honorable mentions. I certainly thought the Rams could be as high as 6 or 7, but they're not in my top 10.
Okay. So what's your
I
next one?
have mine. I think we've said all my other teams. Number 9, this is probably my worst top 10 team. Well, I don't know. The Steelers.
Shouldn't number 10 be?
I know. They're the Steelers, 4-1.
Okay, I have the Steelers as a number 11 team. They're 4-1. They have a great record, but do we believe in the Steelers? I don't know. But Rodgers is looking a little better each week, I think, maybe. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Steelers.
The 2 things I would say, they lead the NFL in turnover margin, +7. That's tied for first. And then Rodgers, very competent, also making big important throws at the biggest moments of the game.
Right, and he's a smart man. He's been in big games. He knows what he's doing
And
out
next
there.
week, I'm jumping on a later segment, but next week we get Rodgers versus Flacco,
Well, we'll see how that turns
the
out.
40-year-olds.
Okay, my last team was the 49ers, which I had right before the Steelers. The problem with 49ers, injuries, right? They're having some big injuries. This Fred Warner is a big deal, apparently,
Yeah.
a linebacker. He's out with like a broken foot or no, a dislocated ankle. Sounded horrible. So yeah, 49ers, but they find little ways to win. I mean, we got Mac Jones. I mean, what's going on here? Why am I even saying the 49ers? But yeah, 49ers.
Well, I have them at number 8.
Okay.
So they beat the Rams 26-23. They have the top ranked passing offense in the NFL, which is nutso considering
Right.
who their
That's
quarterback
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
Rams are second, Cowboys are third passing offenses.
Now, the only other team I have left over in my tier, we've definitely said 10 already.
I have my number 10 team still.
Oh, okay, go ahead and say your 10.
Patriots 4-2, beat the Bills in Buffalo, my number 1 team. Drake May, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's the last team in my little tier. That's dangerous team. Who knows what they could do? I mean, if the Bucks and the Patriots played tomorrow, the Patriots easily could win. I have the Bucks as the number 1. So it's like, to me, these teams are all right there. If we have a Super Bowl and it ends up being Eagles Chiefs again, I might barf. We don't want it.
Oh, nice.
But it almost seems like that's the way it's turning out.
So you obviously want, if you don't want the Colts, who do you want?
I want it to be the Bills. I guess the Bills Bucks. I would go for that. Are they an opposite? I think so. I think
They
the Bucks
are
in the
opposite.
NFC.
So
Yeah.
the Bucks are becoming just a favorite for the sensation.
For fun. Yeah. They also have some injuries, some bad
Isn't
injuries
it
to the
funny that the
receivers.
Bucks are fun now?
Yeah, I know. I've always liked their name, the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I was looking at who's going to make the playoffs because that's kind of different than the top
Yeah.
teams, right? And on the AFC, 7 teams seem real obvious to me. It seems real obvious. The NFC, there's like 3 teams that are really going to battle it out. I want to say the San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Rams are in the same little division. Is that
Yes,
true?
right.
So that's going to be really hard.
All 4-2.
Yeah, so a decent team who I could see winning lots of bigs, they're not even going to make the playoffs. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah. My 4 honorable mentions, Rams you mentioned, Jags you did not mention,
No.
Broncos you did not mention.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. They're both decent teams. I mean, like we said, the Broncos should have beat Indy.
This
and I
is
have them as
where-
number 2.
Yeah, if the Jags would have won Sunday, they would be in the top 10.
Right, yeah.
They would have this, they would be tied with the Colts at 5-1.
And
Okay.
if the Broncos beat Indy, where would they be?
Right. That's right. And we feel that they lost on a crappy call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So we did pick our three worst teams. I almost decided to scrap this segment, but it was mildly interesting in the third slot. So give me your worst team, your next worst team, and your third worst team.
Well, there's five contenders to me.
Okay.
So the number one worst team, it's got to be the Jets. They're 0 and
It's
6.
still the Jets.
They almost beat the Broncos though, but they also look pathetic. So
I
what
think
does that
they're
even
home.
say?
I think they're home next week against the Panthers, so they have a chance next week.
If they don't win that game, they're going to be in trouble, right? They are in trouble. But if they don't win that game, they might not win, right? So that would be really pathetic. How many teams in the NFL have never won? I would be interested to know that.
Yeah, that would have been good to look up.
That would have been good to do some research before. But yeah, the Jets are the worst team. You got to agree on that.
I do.
Okay. My number two, I guess I'm going to go with the Titans.
Same.
The Titans are 1 and 5. There's a couple other teams who are also 1 and 5, but to me, the Titans are the worst. They have a rookie quarterback. That's tough. I'm not saying he's going to be bad in the future, but he's a rookie. They apparently are poorly coached. That's something I kind of have to just take people's word on because I can't.
We
really
coaches
say.
love it when that's what people do.
Although they did have some horrible timeout situations
Oh, yeah.
that I have witnessed and that seemed poorly coached. So yeah, the Titans are my number two worst team.
And they lost to the Raiders 20-10. We thought the Raiders looked pretty bad.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, they play the Texans on November 16th. That's one of their best chances for a win.
Who, the Titans do?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to have a tough time beating the Texans. The Texans aren't as bad as you might think.
Right. No, I know. I'm just saying when I looked at the next couple games, that was the one I thought maybe.
Okay, my third worst
This one's
team.
interesting. This is, I think, interesting.
It was kind of hard. I went back and forth. I guess I'm going to give it to the Dolphins. Just because, Tua's throwing 3 interceptions. I mean, you just can never trust them. But yeah, I went Dolphins. Who did you go?
I said Saints or Dolphins. I went with the Saints. I like the Saints 25-19 loss to the Pats, and they beat the Giants, who are looking better. But the Dolphins played the Pats and Bills tough, and they've lost 3 games by 6 or less. So the fact that they've been so close meant that the Saints edged the Dolphins as the third worst team.
Okay, the Saints are not even in my top 5 worst teams. They would be number 6 to me. So interesting. My other teams that I would say are worst, I think the Raiders, even though they won this last game, big deal. They look pretty bad. And I guess the Browns, I'm just not a Browns person. I understand their defense is pretty good, but they're 1 and 5, the Browns.
We're ready for Sanders, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess, but maybe he's horrific and they just won't play him.
Just let's look at it.
Let's look at it and just be dismissed of him. Okay.
NFL Week 7 games I'm looking at, Ann. I already mentioned the 40-year-old quarterbacks are on Thursday night.
Who are those again? Flacco and who? Oh,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, sure.
And then
You're looking forward to that game.
I think because I bothered you so much about Flacco and I talked so much about Rodgers before the season, I think I have to say I'm interested in that game this week. I am semi-interested.
Okay, I guess I'm just not interested because of the Bengals, but yeah. I think it's going to be a bad game. That's the thing about the Steelers. The Steelers are 4-1, but I don't enjoy watching them. They're not fantastic.
And for the second time this year, the Colts are coming to LA.
The Colts are playing the Chargers. Now, luckily the Chargers are on a downswing. If this was the first week and we were playing the Chargers, I'd be like, we're going to get waxed.
Yeah.
But the Chargers are having some injury problems. I still think it could be dangerous. We're on the road.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think that will be a good game. I'm watching that.
The Chargers have a good record. They're in first place.
I know, but they just seem to be on a downswing, I guess, because of injuries. Yeah.
Maybe a slight. Yeah, they just barely beat the Dolphins.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And then Monday's great. Tampa Bay at Detroit.
Tampa Bay at Detroit will be a great one. The Texans Seahawks also on Monday. It might not be bad either.
Right.
There's not a lot of great games though. The Sunday night game, Falcons 49ers. I bet that's going to be a close game. Otherwise, it's a bunch of blowouts to me, a bunch of non-factors. Tonight we have some games, right? We have 2 games, or do we have 1 game?
We have 2. I have it down here.
Oh, Bills Falcons.
Yeah.
That could be good actually, sneaky good. The Falcons didn't the Falcons get waxed by somebody, and then they're also.
I think the Falcons are pretty good at home. I haven't made any bets. I don't know. I would probably bet the Bills still.
Oh, I would too. I mean, if the Bills lose, it's disappointing. And the second one's Bears Commanders. I'm so sick of seeing the Bears on these night games. I don't like the Bears. Uh, I got bad taste for the Bears. The Commanders are going to beat the Bears. That's my.
I will be going to Lee's McRae's Bobcat Midnight Madness. Thank God it's not at midnight, it's at 7:30 p.m. So
Yeah,
I've got
that's great.
I've got middle school tryouts for the district team in Watauga County, and then I've got Bobcat Madness. So probably I'll see the second half.
I will definitely watch at least one of them. I have the day off. It's a holiday. It's really a dark day. We're supposed to
Hmm.
have a horrible storm. I haven't had it yet. Uh,
I
but
think I think we're within 3 days of peak leaf here in Boone, North Carolina.
oh, peak leaf.
It's
Nice.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. I'm looking out the window right now. Quite a bit of color. And I'm shooting a short film on the Valley Cruces Community Park.
Oh,
So I shot all my video this weekend. Hope to enter it in a film festival called Boondocks in town. Hopefully I'm not jinxing it, talking about it early. I haven't put it together yet.
well, I hope it works out. It's a nice little
I
park.
don't have
So
enough to do. I thought I'd squeeze one more thing in.
yeah, might as well have some more work to do.
Um, And I spent 10 hours or so watching games, I would say, off and on, also mixing in some grading of papers, at least 2.5 hours this morning on my notes. Is this what I want to do with my life?
I don't know. I mean, it's your decision to make. I spent a long time watching games as well. I did not spend 3 hours on my notes. But that's you, that's me, I guess the difference. I did rearrange my living room, so we have a little bit of that. That's the only, but that was because I had the day off and I had the time to do it.
Because I thought I have Monday and Tuesday off for fall break. I still have a lot going on, as I just mentioned, some of this other stuff. Had a fundraising meeting this morning on Zoom. Um, there's no way I can keep this up, this amount
Right, when you have the game
in a week or
starting,
two.
yeah.
But, if we went 45 minutes, and focused on a couple games, we probably can keep it up. Plus, we got the new maybe huddle format. We got a thought of the day. So those things require a little less prep.
Some structure for you, yes. I have one thought on pop culture.
Great.
I did watch The Roofman,
Ooh,
Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst. Kind of boring. Wasn't
I read
into
about
it.
the real roof man this week.
At the end, they had some clips on the real roof rand, and everybody was almost more interested in that.
Mm.
It was a well-made movie, but there's something a little boring about it to me. I don't know. Um, I give it a B minus.
What
It's
was
fine.
the B minus? What was what do you give one battle after another?
I give it an A. I
Yeah.
give it an A. Probably an A plus, but maybe an A plus. I mean, it was really good. To me, weapons and one battle after another, right there together. One battle another probably will have more awards and things like that for sure.
Well,
One battle after another, the ending is it's to me, here's my thing about one battle after another.
careful. I'm going to watch it.
The entire movie was like tense, intense.
Mm.
Like what is happening? What is going to
Yeah.
happen to me? And of course, solid acting. The acting's great. In the end, very intense. So
Okay, good.
I enjoyed
I
that.
thought you were going to say the ending didn't pay off.
No, the ending did pay off, I
Yeah.
thought, overall. And it was just an intense movie, well shot movie, well acted movie. It's a great movie.
And we've got to bring you back into Sinners because
Maybe I'll rewatch it. Maybe I'll
you have to
rewatch
think
it.
about it harder. Like it could easily have more nominations than either one of those two movies.
Yeah, maybe I should rewatch it. I did resubscribe to HBO.
Hmm.
I canceled it because I was on the annual plan and I didn't want $180 charge or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had to resubscribe it in order to watch the Dodgers games, which are on TBS. And I don't really get TBS, but you can get TBS through Max. I guess HBO is not really the name.
We don't
Max.
think that you can sign into mom's YouTube. You're signing into it to
I
watch
could have, yeah. I only been using that for NFL.
because of
I've
your
been trying to be
conscience?
good about it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
You're
And
right. But
and
also, so anyway, my idea was, well, I did resubscribe to HBO. I was going to watch the new Mark Ruffalo series. I watched about 5 minutes
what's
of
it
it and
called?
thought, I forget.
Yeah.
It's by the guy who made Mayor of Easttown, which I really liked. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's a
same.
girl. I don't know who made it. Um, but I watched like 3 minutes of it and I was like, oh, I dislike it already. But maybe I'll rewatch it. I don't know.
Yeah. You like to get your money's worth.
Get your money's worth.
You like to get your money's worth. If you
Oh, I
subscribe
like to get my
to
money's worth.
Max,
Yes. I thought you were referring to a movie. Yeah.
No, you turn
Well, get your money's worth.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, Ann, anything else?
No, that's it.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Smart takes the shot, and the Hoosiers with 3 seconds. Go ahead.
But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete
And a basket case. A princess.
and a criminal. Does that answer your question?
I love you guys.